Okie dokie nerds, welcome back to another vintage video. Today we're going to play some Dredge, and this is the list that we're going to run through a league today. So what have we got going on? Pretty stock standard Dredge, 4 powder, 4 bazaar. And then, yeah, a bunch of things that come back. Icarids, Price, Amalgams, Narcomoebas. We're also running 3 Bridge from Below and 2 Cabal Therapy for a bit more interaction. And the bridges kind of break open that mirror match a little bit. Creeping Chill can be some nice like containment priest hate, right? Like it means that we can still deal 12 without putting creatures into play. And a slightly heavier interaction package with a 3rd Force of Negation, the full 4 Force of Will, 4 Griefs, Chalice, Misstep. So quite heavy on the interaction in this list. 3 Shells, a 4th post board, then Strips and Waste, Vigors, Voids, and just 2 Sickening Shoals. So yeah, this is what we're going to run through a league, and we'll just see how we do. I've not played Vintage for a while, had an aggressive amount of life going on, so yeah, sorry about the absence for a while. Still not completely done. The rest of May is going to be shaky, but hopefully from June we'll return to weekly videos. This hand looks pretty good. I don't know the player serve off the top of my head, but we've got a Force of Will or Negation if it's valid. We've got Bazaar, 7 cards, a Dredger, maybe a Therapy for later. So opponent's got 54 cards in deck and 7 cards in hand, which is quite the take. So they've mulliganed to 5, but they're still on 56. So yeah, 61 card special over there. Let's see what they hit us with. Big Ruby. Nice. Cavern of Souls, wow. Dead, I guess. My god, is that a main deck containment priest? That would be kind of fucked up, really. A Cavern on Human and Ruby. Like, this is post-board mono-white plays. It's just a main deck priest, and I kind of want to go home. Yeah, mulligans to 5. Oh, God. Not excited about this. Not excited about this at all. I mean, let's feed them the Icarid, I guess. So, Stinkweed Imp Thug, Icarid. Let's just do Icarid Grave Troll. Yeah, I'm really not excited about my end step here. Hopefully it's just like a turn 2. It can't be a White Plume. All the humans cost 2, right? Ugh. Wow. Alright then. Fair play. So what does that mean? That means we're on to hollow ones. Oh, an Arid Mesa. What's an Arid Mesa doing? Into Scrubland? Devout Chaplain. Tap 2 untapped humans you control. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Tap 2 untapped humans you control. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Right, I appreciate I'm going to lose this game, but I do believe I've found the cut to get us back to 60 cards. Why is it asking me if I want to do something? There we go. Oh, because I could force a bullet. Right, so Priest is going to hit us for 2. Our Icarid can't come back, so we're just going to... Actually, this thing's going to dominate my fucking hollow ones as well, now that I've beaten up on that. It's going to... I can't Dredge. I've got no real outs, have I? Actually, I can discard this. And then, so I can discard the bridge and then I can grief them dead. So let's get rid of a therapy. And another the imp. And let's grief them pitching Golgari Thug. see what's in their hand. Seasoned Dungeoneer goes to the graveyard. And we get a bridge token. So the board's stable. We need to find more griefs. They've drawn a Badlands. Okay. You can attack with the Devout Chaplain to eat my bridge. Nope. Okay, so Icarid doesn't come back because of Containment Priest. What a confusing series of events. Oh, this is my graveyard, sorry. So my graveyard has got a bridge from below. That's the important news at the moment. We play 2 Noxious Revivals in the main, and that's going to be pretty good for us if we want to pick up this grief again. We're just going to take draw steps. There's that thing. That's exactly what I said. So let's Noxious the grief. Let's draw 2 cards. Shambling Shell. Right, I just don't think I need these blue cards at this point. Yeah. And now I can grief pitching Therapy, I guess. So we're just trying to make an army at the moment. So get rid of your things, and now I'm going to attack for 2. And if they block, they block. I've got 2 more bridges to go and find. They don't block. Hollow ones are going to be interesting draws. They draw and play an Emerald for the turn. This is going to be our last Bazaar activation for a moment, just because of the way the amount of cards we have works. And I think I exiled a lot of chills earlier. 1, 2, 3 of my chills have gone, so I've only got a burn for 3 available to us. So let's activate this. Draw some cards. Another grief is great, because it's just going to be another body later. If I draw a bridge here, and don't draw anything to do, then I'd be holding the bridge, I think. So another Bazaar of Baghdad and a Force of Will. Well, let's keep hold of Bazaar just in case we want to keep it, but we won't play it just yet. And I'm going to get in for 4. Because I'm definitely behind. And at some point, I think trading 4 for 4 is good when I've got the Creeping Chill in my deck. Right? So they've drawn a Mana Vault, so mana's not an issue. An opponent coming in for the full 4 here sends us down to 12. Which is cool, because that means I'm going to get them down lower. Let's cancel that. That's a Serum Powder. We'll activate again. Bazaar. Hollow one. So yeah, let's attack for 4. And then cast a hollow one. So I could Therapy, trade my hollow one into a 2/2. But I don't think that's good. I think if they draw another human and then they tap all their cards to exile a hollow one, I think that's actually good for us, because it means that we're not taking damage and they are taking damage. So yeah, just 3 chills there, none in our graveyard either. Sorry, my graveyard's just hanging off the edge of the board here. Our graveyard's not really got much to write home about other than this bridge from below. Therapy's not going to do anything really this game, just because they're never going to have cards in hand. So our Icarid doesn't do anything. Draw step, I will just draw, I think. Or I could Dredge, actually. I could Dredge and go and just see if I just chill them randomly. Yeah, so let's Dredge 5, I think, because 5 gives us out to find a Grief or Hollow one next turn. So triple Narcomoeba. So that was cool. Like, well, we've got no cards in hand, right? We may as well fix a black one for a grief, because grief would make a bridge token next turn. So I'll just leave the Narcs in the yard. I don't think it matters. It's not better having those in exile or anything like that. I've only got one bridge left. Sorry, I've been focused on chills, but my exile zone's got a bridge in it. So only one bridge remains. Now we get to attack them for 8. So at some point they're going to have to pretend that they can, like, survive this at any moment, right? They're going to have to block us at some point. Main deck Priest, though, has made this game at least interesting. So we attack. Have we reached Chump Blockville yet? Certainly hope so. So if they chump either of these creatures... Okay, cool. So they're blocking the Hollow and the Chaplain. They eat my bridge. That means that our attack plus chill next turn is going to be lethal. Mana Vault ticks up. They kind of need a blocker. They found something. A Loran of the Third Path. Okay. So I think in response to the Loran trigger, I am going to dredge and try and find my last bridge. Let's dredge a troll. I found my last bridge. So do I care? Do I just take a draw step instead? There's no harm in me dredging, right? So how many cards is this? 14 cards in deck at the moment. I could go to 13. What are the options? So I can go to 9. 9 works really well, actually, because I can take a draw step. And if my draw step isn't my chill, I can dredge 2 thugs to kill. Yeah, cool. I hit the chill anyway. Okay. So that should do it, because we're going to get a bridge token, and then we're going to attack past their 2 creatures, and they're going to be at 2 life. So, yes, chill you. Loran kills it. I get a bridge token. That's 3 2/2s against 2 2/2s with an opponent on 2 and no cards in hand. So we steal game 1 after the turn 1 Containment Priest, which I wasn't expecting. Obviously, we got our grief online just in time to get rid of that Seasoned Dungeoneer. Because if that Seasoned Dungeoneer comes into play, the game's over. Yeah. So we definitely need shoals. We might need strips and wastes. We might need vigors and revivals. So like this is like the stuff that we might need. Negations can definitely go. Missteps can go. Force of Will probably can go. Chalice on the Draw can go. And that leaves us with what? That leaves us with 2 more cuts to make. Grief is slow on the draw, but grief does slow them down a lot. So shoals kill priests, just reasons why we're sideboarding. Shoals kill priests. Strip Mines will be up on Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, and Tabernacle Pendrell Vale plus Containment Priest is very close to a hard lock. It puts us down to our 2 shoals to beat that. Force of Vigor, you're kind of obliged to bring in almost all your game 2s unless you are dead certain your opponent hasn't registered Leyline of the Void. Shambling Shell is an additional dredger from the sideboard that also is green. And then a Noxious Revival helps us play around Wastelands and helps us do mini little plays like earlier, right? Well, we picked up a Grief for another bridge token. We can pick up a Sickening Shoal that we've already dredged to kill a priest. This sort of thing. Okay, so Noxious Revival mostly picking up Bazaar of Baghdad after it gets wastelanded, but it's got some other cute niche plays. You can also top a chill that you discarded early doors. But we need 2 more cuts for now. I think we can make one of those a thug, because we're bringing in another dredger. Maybe a therapy or something. Just 1 therapy is a bit low. But the therapy is slow, our opponent is fast. Maybe taking out this Force of Wills on the draw is bad, but Our opponent mulliganed to 5 last game with the express intention of getting a turn 1 priest. So good on them for that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Their follow-up was just a bit too land heavy. They definitely flooded. We definitely got lucky. But so it goes. I think the mid game we played reasonably well. We're going to mulligan down pretty low here though, which is strategically correct whilst we're on the draw. So we'll keep this. We'll bottom 2 powders. Oh, will I? Oh yeah, 2 powders and a chill. But I want to do that in a different order. So chill goes first and then powder. So we'll say done to that. They've got a ley line. We've got a vigor in hand. So ideal plays here is that we top deck a green card to start with, and then we can just go Bazaar, pass, kill your ley line, call it a day. Opponent did mulligan to 6. And they played a plateau. Be interesting to see what their splash cards are, right? We only saw mono white cards last game. But they played a bad lands as well. I get plateau if you're coming into like Blood Moons or what's the 5/3 initiative creature? The Adventurer. That makes sense. But black I'm a bit confused by. I don't know what we get from black. Unless they're sideboarding into more creature removal, like the white hate for the mirror or the quasi mirror in this instance. But okay, our turn 1 and we're looking for green card really. That's the race that we've got on here. Us versus green cards. Because every activation we do where we don't draw a green card makes it harder to kill post vigor. I don't know why. I think I've played a bit too much cube in my time, but I'm really stressed about drawing a green card and getting manatized. I think when you've gone as deep as tap 2 humans to exile an enchantment, you've definitely got manatized in your range. So another Bazaar. When's the right time to activate this? I guess now, because if they just go Badlands Bowmasters, that's really annoying. So none of those cards are good. Right. So we'll get rid of 2 dredgers. And in this sort of spot, we're typically aiming to hold on to at least 1 dredger for as long as possible. Because we need something to refill with later. So there's the Badlands and no play. So representing Priest and Bowmasters in this spot. Not really what I asked for. I mean, it's cool, but I don't need that. I think we're just going to pass the turn. We're going to pass the turn so that when if they are playing Bowmasters randomly or something like that, it's a Cathar Commando. That's not particularly relevant. I mean, it's going to clock us, but it's something I'm not too stressed about. So Marsh Flats immediately fetch Marsh Flats. So this could be an initiative threat, which is then a problem. Basic Plains. Boromir. Okay, so we've got to find it right now. And we didn't. So let's go to the next game. So Boromir just locks us out. If an opponent casts a spell and no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. That kills our hollow ones. That kills our Force of Vigors. So the reason I didn't play the other Bazaar out there is because once I've activated one, it's very hard. I don't think I can have the Vigor online after I activate the second one. And when you're under the ley line, sometimes the additional card equity is actually what makes and breaks the day, sort of thing. So I kind of like where we're at configuration-wise. I don't think I want the blue permission just because of the presence of Cavern. And I think having this interaction is better. If you told me that I'm supposed to have the blue permission on the draw in that last game, and then take it out on in this game and go into the grief package, I'd not agree with that, but I could definitely see well, maybe I do agree with that, but I can definitely see why we would want to do that. We need to find a Bazaar to start with, and that kind of makes or breaks how easy it is to play around a Leyline and a Priest and that sort of thing. So we've mulliganed to 6 already, and we're going to mulligan again. And we're going to mulligan again, so mulligan to 4. Ugh. Not chat, I want game log. I want to see how low they've gone. They're on 5 at the moment. We're on 4. Oh, so we're going to 3. So our hand's got to be like Bazaar, green card, Vigor. I mean, London's pretty powerful. So maybe we can do that. But I think our ideal 3-card hand in this spot, they keep on 5. I think our ideal 3-card hand in this spot is going to be Bazaar, Vigor, Shell, I guess, or Bazaar, Vigor, Troll is probably better. Let's go to 3. We've just got Bazaar and Nonsense. So we'll keep this, and we will bottom a Chill, bottom a Therapy. Let's do this in better order. Bottom a Chill, bottom an Amalgam, bottom a Narc, bottom a Therapy. This is what we're going to keep. Okay, so big news. There's no Leyline of the Void in play, right? And that's why we kept like this, is because with no Leyline of the Void in play, we might be able to grief their hate piece or Sickening Shoal their hate piece. So I do appreciate no exile a Sickening Shoal, which isn't great. We're going to play our Bazaar. We're going to grief them. They've mulliganed to 5, so they've mulliganed aggressively. Hopefully just down to 1 hate piece. We'll evoke the grief and see what they've got. So they've got White Plume, Moxjet, Gut, and a Plateau. Not Plateau. Plateau's irrelevant there. Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. Gut's funny. So they've got Tab. We can do things. We can take the Moxjet. Because we can beat 3 land drops, right? I think so. I think we're just going to take the Jet. And now we'll activate with the Evoke trick on the stack in case we hit a... That was in case we hit a Bridge from Below to make a zombie token, as we were doing in game 1. But next turn, we've definitely got an Icarid coming back. Opponent plays Plateau and passes, which is cool. So upkeep, we're going to flip our Bazaar of Baghdad looking for a Dredger or an Amalgam. We find an Amalgam, which is cool. Hollow One's going to eat Grief. Amalgam's going to trigger. We're going to get a Strip Mine, which is pretty banging, to be honest with you. And this is one of those spots where we can be really risky and we can strip their Plateau, or we can wait for the Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. I think we'll wait for the Tab. I think we'll wait for the Tab, because, like, I don't know, hitting this Plateau is really tempting, right? You play a Tabernacle, my Amalgam dies, nobody cares, right? But the issue is if they go Tab and then in the future they play a Priest. That's an issue. So I think we're supposed to hold up Strip for Tab. That was an uncommon. That's really funny. How's that an uncommon? Doesn't seem particularly fair. So the opponent's upkeep. We're definitely not like winning, but we're ahead, right? We haven't found a Dredger. They can still play a White Plume and body us that way. They can play Tabernacle into Containment Priest, and that would be annoying as well. Like Lotus White Plume is a big pain. So they draw a Scrubland and play a Scrubland. We're gonna upkeep, flip our Bazaar of Baghdad. In response to this Icarid, we hit nothing again. So Icarid fizzles and goes away. and we draw Grief. So we'll attack for 3. And the cool thing about next turn is we're definitely attacking for 6, I think. Unless they find a priest. So they play Caracas. And they play a White Plume Adventurer. So we're going to get the initiative next turn, and we're going to do some initiative trading. They're going to get themselves like a basic Plains, I guess. They've just drawn mana sources so far. They've got 1 mystery card in hand. In this spot, if I'd had a Dredger, I would be interested in dredging up to Grief, then activating Bazaar afterwards. But I don't think that's the world we're living in. So we're just going to flip our Bazaar, because that will help us find... That will put our Grief in the yard for our Icarid to eat. And we did find a Shambling Shell, so that's going to be great going forwards. White Plume triggers. Icarid trigger is on the stack, so we'll resolve that. Eat the Grief. Then we'll go to draw step and we'll just dredge our shell. So we hit another Grief and another Icarid. We didn't hit another Dredger. But I think that's fine. Just the nickel and dime life that we're living here. We're going to get the initiative, which is going to slow down their clock just slightly. They didn't want to trade. They go to 8. We don't have any basic lands, unfortunate. Icarid dies. So we're going to upkeep Flip Our Bazaar again. And then it's one of those questions of, do we... What's this? 3 white mana, Boromir. Boromir is fine, right? Sacrifice Boromir, creature you control, gain interruption turn. Yeah, Boromir doesn't do anything to us at this point. We're well beyond casting spells. So yeah, so I'm interested, I think, in activating, in eating the shell if I have to. I don't know how true that is. Opponent reclaims the initiative. That means they're going to forge on, actually, doesn't it? So maybe we're supposed to not eat the chill and we're supposed to go after chills. Not eat the thing. Okay, so they do that. What does Tabernacle do when it's at home? So I can pay. I can strip. I think I just strip. As boring as it is. Let's just strip mine their Tabernacle. I'm going to activate this in response. I hit one of my chills. I'm going to eat a Grief. I'm not going to eat either of my shells, I don't think. I'm going to dredge a shell. Hit another shell. So let's get in. What's this? 8 plus 5. Well, that's maths I can't do. Oh, it's 9 plus 5, right? Because they've got a gut, so they can gut me. What if they go Mox gut? So if we say that it's this, so it's 5, 8 plus 4, that's 12, plus the trap is... So maybe I can't play around them having Mox. Without admitting that I actually just punted away a piece of Icarid food. Right. So things we're considering at the moment, right? If they go Mox, gut, attack, I'm tapped out. That plus the trap is 17, right? It's 8 off of what they've got so far. Plus 4 is 12, plus 5 is 17. So maybe I just cannot attack. Maybe that's where we're at. Okay, fine, we can't attack with the amalgam. we can attack with the Icarid. It's going to get blocked, but I just don't think we can take the risk of them having any piece of game material on top of Gut kills us. They're going to trap me. And then they play their basic planes. They've got 3 cards in hand. They play Gut. So they didn't have the other object which we've played around here. But we are losing for sure. But we've just got our dredges online, so hopefully we can turn that into something good. Oh wait, what the hell? Oh no, I do have 2 Icrids, sorry. I put my graveyard away for a moment and I couldn't see where my Icrids went. So I will block and trade with the White Plume here. Oh no, I won't. Yeah, the White Plume goes away. So we'll just chump block Boromir and take 4. We'll get our graveyard back out. I've got 2 Icrid triggers. I've got 2 Shambling Shells. I could do with some better dredges and some chills. So that's a Shambling Shell, 2 Narcomoebas and a Grave Troll. You do love to see it. So our deck suddenly comes to life. What do the Icarids get to eat for dinner? So I've got 4 shells in my graveyard, so I think I can just eat 2 of the shells. Shells come in. I've got a bridge as well. Dredge a Grave Troll. No chills there, but that's fine. Is that fine? Yeah, because I'm going to get bridge tokens. So I think I attack again. Or I can just let them die and have bridge tokens. Which would be what? Because if they block with Gut... Nah, they're always just saving their creatures with Caracas, right? The only thing that I could see here... You know, but I've got 2 Narcs. So even like sacrificing Boromir to eat the bridge and block with Gut doesn't do anything, right? So Boromir blocks here, Gut blocks here. They Caracas Gut to keep it alive. Yeah, I get 2 zombies. And some amalgams. So Graveyard's going to go away for a moment. But now I've got 4 blockers, which means I'm taking 4 this turn. They draw an additional card. How many chills have we exiled? There's 1 chill there and 1 chill there. I've got 24 cards and 3 chills across 24, I think. Basic Swamp. Wow. Please don't hardcast a Leyline. That'd be exceptionally annoying. No, it's Gut again. They found the Pearl this time, which means they get in for... Lauren doesn't do anything against my board at the moment. We do have to be careful, though, of how exactly we go for a chill sort of thing. So Gut comes and triggers. They make another 4-1. So if I just chump block Boromir, it doesn't work. So I've got to block, block, block. Well, I can just trade with all of their material, can't I? No, I think I'd rather have a token in play. So let's say okay there. We're going to have to stack our bridge trigger kind of accurately. The second Tabernacle at Pendule Vale would kill us. Oh, but they already played Basic Swamp, didn't they? So Opponent's one can resolve last, so I get 2 tokens. They can sack Boromir here at any moment to counter this. But then it's a little bit late for that because you could have kept your 4-1 in play. So maybe that's what they're thinking about here. It's been an interesting match though. I've quite enjoyed it. So yeah, opponent either not near their PC or just thinking about whether to sacrifice Boromir. I can see why you would. Yeah, they've done it. They've gone for it. So a bit late because they could have just eaten all of my nerds, but we'll take that. And let's just check Boromir. It's into the end of turn. It's not until your next turn or anything nonsense like that. The ring tempts them, so they get to choose a ring bearer. But we are playing for... Well, we might actually just have lethal, right? Block, block. 2 crits kill you? Yeah, we've just got lethal. Cool. Yeah. That was a cool match, though. I enjoyed that. Kind of back and forth. We top decked that strip mine after the first Bazaar activation, which was just massive, right? Grief you, see we're dead, top deck the out. That was cool. Opponent's deck is interesting, which made it fun. Yeah, I'll see you for round 2. Okay, round 2, we're up against Mage Whiny. We're going to mulligan a bunch of times. I'm not sure what they're on. I immediately think Duel, but who knows? I've been out of touch for a while. Well, not a while, but like a month, right? So, classic Bazaar things. We're just about to mulligan to 2. There we are, found it. So we'll keep this. Put 5 cards back. I'm on the play. No dredges either. How unfair. So we'll just keep the bridge, I guess. Chill, grief, noxious negation, serum powder. Say Dunzo. Play this, and pass. Do we want to? When do we want to flip it over? I guess in response to anything that means they can play a whole breacher. Underground Sea, Mox Jet. I don't care about Bowmaster that much. Ponder. Okay, so no Lurus, Sea Jet Ponder screams Doomsday. Could be Doomsday, could be a Beseech variant of some variety. Could be like that bigger Storm style combo deck. They Thoughtseize us. Can we gain anything from this? Not really, doesn't matter, does it? Does not matter at all. That was cool. My opponent just Thoughtseized my bridge from below. Let's flip with Bazaar. Any order. Untap, flip with Bazaar, upkeep. Give me a Dredger. Nope. So we draw a card for the turn. It's the Dredger. So possibly just a turn too late to get onto dredging. Opponent has pondered and Thoughtseized and cleared a path for their combination kill. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. But this is one of those things where if they Lotus, well, if they Doomsday us here, Shieldred. Okay. Shieldred's beatable. We're going to take 4 here. Shieldred makes it more likely Beseech than anything else. We've now got a Dredger on. And the Dredger makes it so that we hopefully don't have to take any more draw steps this game. So we're going to take our medicine now, and then we're not going to trigger Shieldred again. That's the general idea. If the Stinkweed Imp could hit a Narc, that would be amazing. I don't know what we'd name with Narc Amoeba, with Cabal Therapy, but I just want some board presence at this point. We've got a chill quite low in our deck, which is something to bear in mind. Maybe I just name Time Twister or something like that. Maybe Beseech the Mirror is better. But that's another thing that Narc Amoeba does, is it means that we don't die to a wheel. And I guess Beseech is far more prevalent than Time Twisters, right? Are we on like 3, 4, 2 Beseechers, whereas they can only be on 1 twist? The triggers are through. The Stinkweed Imp is getting dredged. Nothing. So we're very exposed to Beseech and Time Twister. That kills us now. If we'd hit a Narc Amoeba, we'd be alive from the combat. We did hit a Thug though, so we've got 1 more Dredger. Shieldred gets in for 4, we go to 12. And then it's the end step. Triple Icarid. Let's get some good dredging going. So Golgari Thug, Shambling Shell, 2 Chills and a Narc Amoeba. Why is it asking me graveyard order? Do we know? I don't know why it's asking me graveyard order right now. So we'll use that ability. Right, Icarid's eating stuff. So it's going to eat a shell, and a Thug. Because I've still got Stinkweed Imp Grave Troll in my graveyard. Dredge a Grave Troll, I guess. And now we'll attack them for 9. And that's nice, because that's put us up above Wheel or Twist. Opponent goes to 5. I'm going to Therapy them off of an Icarid or an Narc Amoeba. I guess just an Icarid's fine. And then we'll name Beseech the Mirror. Is it called Beseech the Mirror? Beseech the Queen? Beseech the Mirror. Oh, fuck. I can see both those cards. One of them is Lorwyn, one of them is Eldraine. Alright, stand by. Cool, quick power of Google. We need Beseech the Mirror. Shallow Grave. Fuck me. Like, Mystical Tutor Entomb Shallow Grave. That might kill us. Shallow Grave was not on my list. Just going to put that out there. What does Shallow Grave do? I guess you can Entomb an Emrakul and that kills us. So Mystical for Entomb, I guess. There's the Entomb. Holy hell, are we going to die? Wild. I wonder what you Entomb for here if you're the opponent. Hopefully not an Emrakul. But Shallow Grave makes me think it's got to be a big fat Eldrazi, right? There's no other... Yeah, no, we die. Oh no, we don't die. I've got a Narc Amoeba and a Bridge. So I'm going to sack all of my permanents. And I'm going to have a token to block with. We'll block Shieldred, we'll go to 3. And then we'll Icarid them. What a funny game. What a funny game. See you later, Emrakul. Triggers. Eat Grief. Eat Thug. eat imp, and I've got an imp to counter the Shieldred. A chill and an Archimedes just because. Wow, what a funny game. This is fun, actually. Just like mono brews over there. Do we want ley lines? I guess so. Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like the way it organised those there. So, same considerations as last time. Okay, so we're not the same. The ley lines, just because that looks to be one of their main, not maybe main, it looks like it could be a big kill condition, right? Is Entomb, Shallow Grave, I think, yeah. Vigor, pretty interesting against the black non-Lurus deck. But then on that side, on the other side of things, all of this blue permission looks fantastic. So maybe I just maybe I can die to Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. Maybe that's fine. Maybe Grief's a bit slow on the draw. I don't need a Thug if I'm bringing in the Shell. And that's 5 cuts to go. Ooh, that's tough. 1 chill, 1 more Thug. Let's get aggressive. Are the bridges actually good? There's a question for you. Are the bridges actually good, or are the bridges only good in that scenario? I mean, that scenario is not bad, is it? That's not a bad scenario to think of. If I don't play that 3rd revival, how many green cards is that? 4, 5, 6, 7. A bit much, I guess. So let's cut 2 therapies and 1 bridge. Yeah, we'll just go down to 2 bridges, and we'll just let our Narcomoebas and Icarids just like naturally die. And churn out some tokens that way. So we've still got a little bit of the sacrifice to your Emrakul trigger, make a blocker. There's a little bit of that in there, but not the therapies, which might be wrong. So there goes our deck. We've won off some pretty low mulligans today as well. What was that? That mulligan to 2? This is mulligan to 4, to 3, to 2 again. And we'll keep this. And we're just going to bottom everything that's not a Vigor. And regret it. Cool. So Underground Sea, Pithing Needle. Okay, well, maybe we won't regret it. Opponent mulligan to 6 to find that needle with. A name Bazaar of Baghdad. And I don't top deck a green spell. So let's pass. Well, no point in getting wastelanded or stripped or something like that. We can just relax and let it happen. Obviously, opponent can have Force of Will, Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce. All this stuff's going to kill us. They could just have Entomb, Reanimate, Attractor. Or Grizzlebrand. Opponent did not hold back today. They've got 2 cards in hand. Continues to not be a green card. So let's concede there. They're just going to hit us. And we're going to die. I want the Griefs back in whilst I'm on the play. I think maybe these bridges should not be here. I need 2 cuts though from this nonsense. What's in my sideboard at the moment? 1 chill. How low on chills can I comfortably go? Probably quite low, to be honest. What if I just drop all the chills and bring back a bridge? How many dredges have I got at the moment? 2, 6, 10, 11. 11's a bit low. I'm going to drop a revival and bring in a bridge. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. They're going to show us a turn 1 ley line this time, though. But it's been fun, right? The format's in this MH3 waiting room. Oh, no ley line. Sick. Yeah, the format's in the MH3 waiting room, so maybe a bit more of this nonsense is sort of what we get to play with these days. I'm actually going to come off the Vigor here. Hold up double Force of Will. So that's a Force of Will for a hate piece and a Force of Will for a combo piece, and that seems pretty good. Our opponent's mulligan to 5 as well, so all hail. Sapphire's fine. Ponder's fine. So we can beat the first hate piece and protection, or we can beat the first combo piece and protection as well. And because that's how our hands lined up, we're going to ignore Icarid. We're going to move to our draw step, and we're going to dredge a Grave Troll. That means our first Bazaar activation is free. Means our first Bazaar activation is free. We've hit a Stinkweed and a Thingy-mabob and a Golgari Thug. So let's think about timing. And I guess their second main phase is the best timing. So let's pass back and just hold on to our cards for as long as possible. Brainstorm, I'm also kind of fine with. I know they're sculpting, but we've got lots of permission. And I want to pick fights over cards that matter. They're still reeling from the mulligan, and we should untap with a bunch of power in play. So we're going to get the 2 amalgams back off of a Narcomoeba. So they're still doing... Oh, I fucking just clicked through. It's really annoying when you say the plays and then just don't make the plays, you know. And then, yeah, the plays come back and sting. So what do I want to do? Because I can just pitch. No, I'm just going to keep this as is. Annoying that I just clicked through. Despite, like, clicking through as you're saying what you're going to do is pretty poor form, I think. Never mind. So we're going to give our opponent a bit more time than we really wanted to. Bring back the Icarid. The Amalgams trigger. Bring back the Grave Troll. Hit an Archimeeba. The Amalgams trigger. Okay. So I did drop my therapies, which is a bit upsetting in this spot. So attack for 3. Opponent's at 17. I guess I'm supposed to do the activation here because finding more amalgams is great. We didn't, but that's fine. Opponent's on 4 cards. We've got 4 Icarids on the go, so they're dead on board. And they cast an Entomb. I guess the Entomb is fine. They get a Grizzlebrand. They fetch. Get an Undercity Sewers, so they're not end-step graving. They pitch an island to their Undercity. I don't know why I'm clicking through all of these. So 2 amalgams come into play. Icarid dies, bridge triggers. We've got 4 Icarids in the yard. So our opponent has to kill us with 4 cards through double Force of Will. And that's why I've never activated this second Bazaar, right? Oh gosh. Okay, so they're going for during our turn. So we're not going to activate Bazaar again. We're not going to activate Bazaar on our upkeep either. We're just going to eat whatever food we've got available to us, and they've conceded the match. So, yeah, there we're not making any plays. And on spots like that where you've got like the lethal or very close to, and like you can move on to creeping chills and that sort of thing, or whatever. Sorry, I'm not very eloquent today. So yeah, so like in spots like this, it's better not to activate. Even if our hand's empty, right? It's better not to activate because we just don't want to play into like the narrow things like Ravenous Trap. So yeah, let's go to the next match, and I'll see you there. Okay, so round 3, we're up against Thatto 10. We've won the die roll. We're going to mulligan again. Oh, we got some keepers. It's quite cool. No bazaars. Oh no, not no bazaars. No dredgers. We'll keep this, and I think I'll just bottom the chill. So we're on 6, we're on the play. We can draw to a grief into pitches therapy. Opponents revealed a chance of the annex. They're up against mono white. Or, oops, all spells. It's attack. Oh, attack. I'm struggling. Yeah, I think this looks like good discards over here on the right. Upkeep, we can activate Bazaar. Go looking for a black creature to eat with Icarid. As discussed, they do have a Chancellor of the Annex trigger on the stack. There's a basic plane, so up against mono white, and ooh, is this another priest gamer? No. What does that mean? Do I just eat one of the amalgams now? I think so. Eat an amalgam, get a bridge token. I'm kind of into that. Dredge the shell, attack for 3. Amalgam comes back, token dies. I've got 5 power. Okay, so a little bit small ball, but it's definitely something. Ancient Tomb, pretty big ball. Seasoned Dungeoneer, bigger than everything I can produce. Cool. And they get basic planes. Fine. We're going to dredge. Well, not dredge. We're going to activate again. So this might be a good spot to discard the therapy. I'm not going to Icarid this turn. I am going to dredge a thug. So I suddenly need to go a bit bigger, right? I mean, we can shred their hand. Well, I say shred. We can look at it. No, we can't even look at it. What do I want to do? I've got 2 therapies available to me and a Chancellor trigger to play through. I think I'll therapy off of my amalgam. That's all fine, and then we'll pass the turn. So I get a bridge token. I've got Force of Will online now, and the next turn I get to therapy again. Off of Icarids. So I've got infinite Icarids now. 3 of them. 2 shells, a thug. So I should be able to get onto Icarid and then into a bunch of therapies after Force of Willing their play this turn. Yeah, so yes, they've got the quick clock, the big unblockable creature. But we're now about to take over, provided no wastelands. There's a white plume on top of their deck. We know they're holding a basic plains, so that's hopefully their land drop for the turn. Cavern ruins all of this, right? So they top the white plume. We take our 5, 15 apiece. Name's human. plays another Seasoned Dungeoneer, triggers the trap, I go to 9, I'm dead on board. That's tough. So our therapies don't matter now, but triple Icarid certainly does. So let's flip a Shell, flip a Stinkweed Imp. 2 Narcomoebas aren't going to be good enough for us here. We'll discard these cards. Yes, I'd like a Narc. Yes, I'd like a Narc. And then let's eat Shambling Shell, Shambling Shell, Shambling Shell, Dredge or Stinkweed Imp. I think we need a chill to stay alive, right? Yeah, 1 chill keeps us alive off of this Dredge. We're at 9. We've taken the trap damage already. They're attacking for up to 11 next turn. So chill's big. There's a chill. Perfect. So nah, I'm just going to move my graveyard because my board's too big. Is this actually just lethal though? That's the next big question. I think so. Maybe the chill's not keeping us alive, but killing them. Looks good. They need a Solitude. And they die. That felt pretty close to thievery towards the end there, but you know, live by the tomb, die by the tomb, I guess. What do we need? Need some wastes, need some shoals. And then the mono white gamers are the worst because you never know what they're doing. I do like cutting the blue basically completely. I like the chills against priest. Maybe I'll just cut a couple of griefs this time. Oh, actually no, let's cut the therapies. These creatures are made for blocking, not sacrificing to discard. Yeah, I like this configuration. Interesting metagame to come into today. Reanimator plus 2 mono white decks. So we've got the Bazaar. We've got the hollow one, which is cool. We've got a crap Dredger, but a Dredger is a Dredger. Don't need to complain about that. And then we'll keep our 7 and hope for no Leyline. Although we did bring in the boys, so we should be good to find one. Especially with Bazaar on 7, it gives us so many more activations. What's the worst possible here? I guess turn 1 Archon, making my Bazaar tapped. Turn 1 White Plume is quite big. Opponent's mulligan to 5. No Bazaar. Turn 1 Anointed Peacekeeper would be annoying. Everything, actually, I don't think there's any turn 1 that I'm happy with. White Plume, I think, is the best one for us. So it's big, it's scary, but it's beatable. Yeah, very beatable, because it's just power and toughness. So let's activate Bazaar. Let's discard our 2 Dredges and our Bridge from below. And we'll cast a hollow one. Because now if they don't follow this up with a White Plume, we'll get to just chump block and make a token. That'd be cute. Save some points. So we've got a Noxious and some Dredges, so we might even be able to find a Sickening Shoal. An opponent lost a Mana Crypt, so there must be some sort of bug on Magic Online. Right, am I chumping here? I guess so. My hollow one's not really doing anything, is it? It's chumping good. They get to untap this anyway, so it can't get through. Yeah, I'm going to block. You're not my dad. I can block. Just keep the life total high before they start developing Dungeoneers and that sort of thing. So opponent's follow-up is another White Plume Adventurer. So that's going to trap me. So I go to 15. Then they're going to untap their 5/5. And we're going to dredge on upkeep. I'll let them do this nonsense first. They've not got the mana for a priest at the moment, so it's just power and toughness that we're facing. We'll upkeep, dredge our 2 shells. There's an Ichrid and Amalgam there. There's a Thug and another bridge. I'm going to discard this Narcomoeba. And now I'm going to target this Narcomoeba with my Noxious Revival and dredge a Thug. So I get a Narcomoeba and a Chill. So I've got another Chump Blocker. Amalgams are going to come back this turn. Activate the second Bazaar after these 2 shells. And we hit a Stinkweed Imp, another Chill, and 2 Chills. So that should be good to hold the ground for a moment. Opponent's low on life points. I've got 2 blockers. My blockers make 2 bridge tokens a go. Well, one of them does. They go to the archives, but hopefully we get to get the initiative off them next turn. We've got 2 Ichorids, 2 bridges. We need to fade Containment Priest, basically. Opponent name's Human. Plays 4 mana worth of spells, and it's a Seasoned Dungeoneer. So is that gonna... Yeah, that completes the throne thingy. Reveals a Containment Priest. Reveals 2 Containment Priests. They've got 2 untapped triggers. That might kill us. Been through 3 chills. That guy's unblockable. Let's block this. We've got 1 Amalgam that's going to die. 2 Ichorids that don't work. We might just be on 2. Drawing cards with Bazaar of Baghdad again. Just 1 chill isn't enough. So, no, we won't eat the Ichorids for now. We'll just draw a card. We draw an Ichorid. Cancel. Cancel. There's a Sickening Shoal. Okay. Certainly a game on scenario. Top decking the Shoal there. Opponent's also got a Mana Crypt in play, which has got to be fun. And if we can deal any point of damage to this Containment Priest and be alive, we do win the game. They lost the Crypt flip, which means at the very least, if our Sickening Shoal gets countered, or whatever, that's another Seasoned Dungeoneer. I'm just going to push them into the Forge, which means we're taking 8, 11. Oof. This is a lot. We might just be on go and find that final chill. It's not there, that's good. Yeah, I think we're going to be looking for that last chill. They put 2 counters onto probably their Containment Priest, actually. No, they put it onto the Cleric. So that's going to be 5, 11. I'm going to get in a block. Interesting. Very interesting. So that's 13. How many bridges are in my deck? 3. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking there. So right, here's the line, right? We take our 13. We'll be dead in their next upkeep. We'll be dead in their next upkeep. That's awkward, because they can stack their triggers. So if I shrink this... Alright, 2 options. I can shrink one of these, and it'll get -4, -4, so I'll just take 9. That'll leave me at 7. Other option, I go to 3. I then Sickening Shoal my prized amalgam and dredge. I can dredge 9 at the moment, and if that's out of 30, so 9 hits in 30 to find my 3rd bridge, and then I can attack with my what would then be 6 tokens and get in for 2, and then I can flip the rest of my deck and chill them. So yeah, so if I actually, no, I think that's good, right? If I kill the amalgam, because even if I chill them, even if I miss the bridge, I can still chill them and I'll be out of trap range, which means they'll be on a mana crypt flip. I think that's better. I think that's what we're doing. We go to 3. So we're gonna Sickening Shoal this guy and activate Bazaar in response. And we're gonna dredge Stinkweed Imp and Golgari Thug looking for that last bridge, which we didn't find. That's fine. I've got 21 cards. I get 2 tokens. 21 cards, 2 Bazaars. I'm sure this is doable. So Stinkweed Imp. There's a chill. 16 cards. So if I dredge 6, that puts me to 10. And then it's Thug Shell for the rest of my deck. But I don't need to do any more, do I? Because they're just on crypt flips. So the line might have been bad, but the fact that I'm always going to find a chill means that the line's probably okay. They still got Containment Priest. I've been through 4 chills. There's nothing else to play for here. There's nothing else I can do with my graveyard, right? I just draw my card. So Golgari Thug. I can't attack my 5 tokens into their 5 creatures, so they're going to put us to 1. We're going to put them to 2 or 0 in their upkeep. So yeah, the initiative traps me. And then everything onto this crypt flip here. Unless their last card is Solitude, at which point that's very annoying. The last card isn't Solitude. And they won the flip. So we'll go to the next game. That last turn's interesting, because I can shrink just to gain a little bit of life. I could have killed a Dungeoneer beforehand to gain even more life, I guess. So I guess I'm supposed to have that thought process before we move to combat. But I don't know if I land on killed Dungeoneer, because I was interested in them attacking with Priest to shrink the Priest. But then if we hit the bridge off of that first dredge set on their end step, then we'd have an additional token. We'd attack with everything, get in for 2 points of damage, which is obviously the entire difference there, right? By killing the amalgam. Interesting. So on the play, I guess I can bring in Chalice. Dropping maybe just a revival or something. I'm not sure. That was a sick game though. Bazaar on 7, Sickening Shoal, Shambling Shell. Noxious, perfect. Please no leyline from your opponent. Thank you muchly. So activate. So we get Grave Troll, Imp, Shell to the bin, cast a Hollow One. This is it, okay? This is very close to best possibles. Best 2 Dredgers, a Hollow One, the Noxious Revival for their Wasteland, Sickening Shoal to kill their Containment Priest. Yeah, we are cruising. Opponent does shock into play, or bolt into play. I was really hoping that was a tap land, because if they're just playing, comes into play tap lands, and we're playing Grave Troll, Stinkweed Imps on 1, then we're proper gaming. So here it comes. Here comes the full amount of nonsense that the opponent's got for us, and it's just a White Plume. I think we're just going to body a White Plume, to be honest with you. I might even wait to body it until later. Wait until they commit onto it. Let's go to our upkeep and dredge some cards. So there's a Grave Troll. There's a Stinkweed Imp. So Imp, Troll, Narcomoeba to the bin. White Plume untaps. Draw step. I will pick up a Golgari Grave Troll. So Narcomoeba and a chill. All great things to see. So that's one argument for killing the White Plume straight away, is that I've just milled a bridge. And I could have killed the White Plume with an empty graveyard. They are going to block. I'm going to let the bridge go. I don't think I care. I think I care a lot more about protecting relevant cards in my graveyard. Like, I could even pick up a Strip Mine this turn, right, and play around Tabernacle. So I could just go upkeep, do some dredging, pick up my Strip Mine that's here. Sorry, my graveyard's not popped out. Yeah, pick up my Strip Mine. This is a slow... Not a slow start. They played turn 1 White Plume, right? What am I trying to say? This is a... I don't know. The last 2 games, they've not played anything relevant on the first turn. I know it became relevant, but it wasn't insane, right? Is this just a turn 2? Oh, it's an Archon of Absolution. Sure, that's fine. So we're going to do exactly what we said. We're going to do some dredging. Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. Discard these 3. We're going to pick up our Icarids first. So that's a Icarid picking up a Grief. Icarid eating a Grief. Now I'm going to Noxious Revival my Strip Mine. Go to my draw step. Play my Strip Mine. Sickening Shoal your Archon. You eat another bridge, that's fine. Now we'll attack for lethal. I guess I didn't need to, right? Because this is so exceptionally lethal, I could have just dredged again. But the idea is that we, let's say they flash in a Containment Priest and block the Hollow One, they go to 1 and we're insulated against Tabernacle. I guess you can argue that I can just chill them then instead. Cool games though so far. I've found them quite interesting and back and forthy. So let's see you for round 4. Okay, round 4, we're up against Torch 6. We've got a Bazaar on 7, double permission, Dredger and an Icarid, so that's That's good. That's pretty damn good. Don't know Torch 6 actually as a player. Not a name I recognise. But it's one of those things, when I say it's not a name I recognise, it means that I just don't recognise the name. But I can recognise the name. For example, Mage Winey, who I played earlier. I know the name, but they could be on Duel, they could be on Shops, they could be on Doomsday, they could be on Beseech. I've got no idea. I always forget what people play. I think the only one that I'm like always like locked in on is like I see Jose and I think Mono White, and then I die to Duel. Right. Anyway, let's go Bazaar of Baghdad. Let's activate it. Let's hope to keep hold of this chill for a moment. Yeah, double Dredge is nice. I don't know why I want to hold on to the chill. What am I talking about? I guess it's just the best grief fodder, right? When it's made its way into your hand, it's the best grief fodder. So why discard it? Our graveyard's good. Their wasteland's good. Cool. I don't have a Noxious, but I do have 2 permission spells, so I'm just gonna ignore Icarid for a moment, and then dredge my Stinkweed Imp. We get a Narcomoeba and a Bridge from Below and another Icarid. We did hit a Bazaar, but I don't have a Noxious, so that's largely irrelevant. So just a shell though. So at some point we might move on to draw steps, and when we get onto draw steps we can hit Bazaars and Noxious. We've got 4 of those left remaining in the deck at the moment. This is the first time we've been wasted. Once again, no Lurus. An opponent has got to stare down a 1-1. Rah. Basic Plains. Wow, is this another Mono White gamer? Why is Mono White so big all of a sudden? Oh, 2 Icarids. Neat. I'll say no again to the Icarids. I think we'll wait a moment until we get more graveyard going. There's a Grief. We're on 7 cards. No Dredger. No Dredger here. 1 Bridge. So next turn we're going to get an Icarid into play. We're going to draw a card for the turn. We're going to pray it's a Bazaar or a Noxious. And then we'll be able to discard our Stinkweed Imp. And after that, it's just a loop, 5 cards a turn. That's if they don't make us force them this turn. So they don't make us force them. They played a Cavernous Souls on Cleric and passed the turn. Cool. So I can't get this Icarid into my yard. Let's make a... I can't get this creep... Oh my god. I can't get this Cabal Therapy into my graveyard this turn without drawing Bazaar of Baghdad. But if we dredge one... No, if we... Yeah, but if we discard it on end step, then it'll be too slow, actually. So let's just discard the Stinkweed Imp. So I was thinking about how can I interact with Cleric. The only way to interact with Cleric... Oh, wow. No. I think I'd rather get my bridge tokens going. I can't talk. That Force of Will could have been really punty, actually. I don't know. I do get a bridge token. Next turn I might get another Icarid. Oh god. Another Cavern. This one on Human. So humans and Clerics. Anointed a Peacekeeper. That's kind of dead. Might bink my misstep. Or it could bink my therapies. No, they went after Bazaar, so Bazaars are irrelevant. Icarid eats Icarid, what do we think? I think it's good for a day. We draw a Stinkweed Imp. Oh, they're just going to trade off. Eat the bridge. So we get a token. They take 1. Maybe I played this like shit, actually. Maybe forcing the Solitude is just not worth it. Because now I'm not dredging until the turn after next. I can top deck a Bazaar, though. They've only got 4 cards. But 5 Caverns. elemental, so they've got more solitudes out the back. And a White Plume Adventurer. Okay. So we're going to trade the initiative back and forth for a while in a moment. Mayaker's got nothing to eat, poor guy. Let's wand them, and then we'll discard our Stinkweed Imp. I don't have any basic lands. Yeah, I think I might have actually just given them too many opportunities to play all their lands, right? It's turn 6. And they've just played a land every turn. So they named Elemental, so we can assume that they're going to pitch cast a Solitude here. Oh no, they're just going to put their card into the graveyard. Fine. Fine by me. Three mana, Archon of Emeria. And then the initiative. And we've actually got a decision here. So I can suit up the Narc. Or I can Lost Well. I think I'm going to suit up the Narc Amoeba. But if I Lost Well into a Bazaar or a Noxious, then I really win. No, I'm going to suit up the Narc. Let's just go Forge. Forge onto my Narc Amoeba. Say no to Icarid. Creeping Chill. No. Okay. Pass the turn. Discarding a Stinkweed Imp, because I've got 2 Golgari Thugs in my graveyard now to go with my 2 Icarids. I've got a Trinisphere, sure. Trinisphere doesn't particularly do the thing. Initiative. So let's get the 2 Thugs out of here. Don't need those boys. And let's trap the opponent down to 8, and we get a concession. So all told, I think I played that game poorly, but our opponent is dead. I just felt like I didn't really commit to any plan in any particular way. So it goes, I guess. Sometimes that happens. So hopefully sideboarding pretty similarly to what I've done in the past, but I can't really tell you. I've already forgotten. I think I've been cutting a Thug, but I think I'm going to cut a Grief. But same sort of concept, at least. We're out of practice, out of touch, out of tune, so I've never written this sort of thing down. I just always vibe through it, which is the great thing about Bazaar, is it's just mono vibe control. We'll bottom a Chill here. Praying that there's no turn 1 Peacekeeper. Looks like there's going to be a turn 1 Peacekeeper. Cavern of Souls. Name's Cleric. Oh yeah, cool. Not great for us, but as always, it's not the hate piece, right? It's just, I don't know, I just find turn 1 White Plume is like the best thing they can do for us. Because it's not a priest, it's not a Peacekeeper, it's not a Thalia that's going to eat up something later. It's just mostly nonsense. So let's go with something like that. Yeah, that actually looks really good now that I've done it without much thought. Grief View. What's your follow-up? We'll take the Dungeoneer. Opponent's got mana and a Wasteland. Everything is dead, and I get a zombie. So over to the opponent. They're going to waste us. They're going to Forge on. I'll probably double block, to be frank. They're going to wasteland me. They've got Lotus, Plains, Plains. Or no, they've got Lotus, Plains, Mystery. Hopefully Plains, Plains. Are they going to get in? No. Cool. Good for us, good for us. Stretch a Stinkweed Imp. We hit Chill, Stinkweed Imp, another Bridge. All very tasty. Play a Bazaar of Baghdad. Show them the good news. We haven't closed up shop just yet. There's a Narcomoeba. And I think we can attack. If they block the hollow one, I get 2 zombies. Crunch and the initiative. I've still not got any basic lands. I should register one of those one day. But now it's impossible for you to get through without a Dungeoneer. I've got infinite food for my 2 Icarids. My board state's probably going to kill you. They're going to get in. I'm going to chump block with my Narc. That's going to give me 2 zombies. Are they just going to tab me? Is that the joke here? If they draw on Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale? That's all that can attack can mean, right? Otherwise you're just giving me 3 bonus power. Basic planes. White Plume untaps. And your grief tastes good. I can't imagine this game's going on much longer. Eat a Thug. Forge onto the Amalgam. Draw step, I'll pick up a Stinkweed Imp. And I've not dredged this turn just because I don't think we need to. Let's send. Got a spell. Plow my guy, sure. My guy goes to exile, I go to 28. Opponent's going to chump block an Icarid. How many times have we chilled them so far? Just the one. They go to 2. I get some tokens. And this game's largely over. I'm not sure what they can come up with here. I've got the initiative. They're going to die to the trap. We've got very little incentive to do anything else at this stage. So let's just see if they can come up with anything. Archon of Absolution means that I need to move into my chills, right? But I've still got 3 of them in my 32 cards. Like, it's so easy to burn them from anywhere. And there's no point in us just like running headfirst into some nonsense like Ravenous Trap, Tabernacle, right? We can just sit here, wait, watch, and respond as we need to. So with 4-0, I'll see you for the final round in just a mo. Okie dokie. So here we are, 5th and final round. We're against Callan UTG1, and they've revealed a Lurrus. It's finally happened. We've got a Bazaar on 7, so should be in a decent spot to start with, provided there's nothing too brutal on turn 1. Okay, well, rip that idea, I guess. So 7 cards in hand for the opponent after C Mox Ancestral. And we're going to go to our turn, we're going to play Bazaar, and we're going to at least get to deploy a hollow one this turn. Our second Bazaar is massive. Force of Wills? Force of Negations. Okay, so we'll go Icarid, Thug, Bridge. And we'll cast a hollow one. I could have diversified Dredges there instead of discarding the Bridge, but I just felt like getting the Bridge gone is good. I don't know why I thought that. So they're going to hit us with a Force of Will on the hollow one. They've already paid the life, so it's hard to back out now. Pitching Lorien revealed. That's fine. We can assume that we're not going to untap with this other Bazaar of Baghdad in play, though. So maybe I'm supposed to diversify Dredges, actually. Yeah, that was awful. I'm supposed to like not discard the Icarid or the Thug or the Bridge or something, because we're just going to get wasted and it's like in the stars sort of thing. But we'll start our turn by dredging a Thug. We'll ignore Icarid for the moment. We'll dredge the Thug. We'll hope to hit another Dredger. We do not. So let's just play our Bazaar. activate it. They might hit us with a Bowmaster here, but that's largely going to be irrelevant for most of the game. We can't fight it. We don't have the dredges. Okay, so I made a few missteps here, but that's fine. So Thug, Shell, Powder is going to be quite a nice... That's set us up quite nicely here. We've got an Amalgam, we've got an Icarid, and we've got a Grief, so we've got a good setup for getting into the game in a moment. We're going to have nice amounts of permission as we try and fight through their wall of hatred. Here's another Wasteland. So we're going to be a bit slower. Let's pop out our graveyard. Opponent's going to get in for 4. But the wall is going to, you know, pop up quite quickly here. So Icarid's going to trigger. We are going to bring it back this time. We're going to get ourselves a Grief. That's going to trigger an Amalgam. And we're going to dredge a Thug on our draw step. So we'll dredge the Thug. We'll hit them with a Chill. Nice. Nice and tasty. We dredge another Thug. And another Grief. So in we go. 3 points of damage. 13 plays 16. We're going to get a bridge token. So we're going to get to hold off the Bowmaster. And we could consider chump blocking. And we've kind of walled up in terms of permission as well, right? We've got double force available. A zombie token and an Amalgam. Opponent may just not attack next turn, right? Just try and fight through the bridges or something. Urza Saga is quite threatening. Time Twister's not resolving. And then it's going to be back to us. But yeah, that Saga is a problem. Icarid's going to eat a Grief. Thug's going to dredge itself back to us. We hit another Thug and another Icarid. I don't have a lot of food going at the moment. Let's just attack with, I guess, the squad. Yeah. We're going to lose our bridge, actually, if we do this. I think that's okay. Oh no, they're not going to block with the Bowmaster, that's cool. So opponent goes to 7, which means we're pretty live for chills and stuff. And we've got another token into play, so how does it look if I eat both of my black creatures? It doesn't look great, does it? Because they're going to have 3 blockers, so I'd only be getting in for a tiny amount of damage. I'd be out of dredges at that point, and cards in hand is low. We've only been through 1 chill, so it goes to combat. Nothing happens. I think I'm going to bring back 1 Icarid eating a shell. And then I'll say no to that one, because I want to dredge this Thug, because I want to find more stuff to do. That's a lot of bridges. So maybe I just let the Icarid die and make 3 tokens. And then they get Soul Guide Lantern. And eat my graveyard. But I'll have 3 tokens in play. If I attack, I can attack with the Icarid always, can't I? Because I always get my tokens off of Icarid. But the thing is, if I attack with, let's say, all of them, and they just block with Bowmasters on Amalgam, they take 5, they go to 2, they eat all my bridges, I get no compensation. My Icarid dies, they're at 2, they get Nihil Spellbomb, and my graveyard goes away, and then I'm exceptionally slow, and there's only 1 Bazaar left in my deck. If I attack with just Icarid, I get all my compensation, regardless of what they block with. My bridges go away, but I have 5 creatures in play. to their 4 creatures in play. So I still need to get back into my graveyard at some point. That's just not really... Okay, so I'm just going to attack with the Ichorid. I think it's attack with all, attack with none, attack with Ichorid. And I think attacking with Ichorid is just the same as attacking with none. But I don't get any material out of them this way. So yeah, they're going to make a token. They're going to trade with the token. Oh no, they're just going to take the 3. Cool, alright then. I get 3 zombies. Which isn't quite enough to push through. But they're now locked into getting Nihil Spellbomb this turn. Interesting that they've not blocked with anything. At any point. But this Saga gets Spellbomb, right? They have to make a token this turn, otherwise they're just going to die to combat. Unless they've got like a kill in hand with force behind, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's... Oh, okay. So no token. Interesting. Because they're dead on board now. So I need to lose the game right here. So they buy Lurrus. They cast Lurrus. Lurrus gets Force of Will, so they need to have a force behind for this. And they didn't have one on the Time Twister. They've got a Spell Pierce. Okay. So I can't pay. Lurrus comes into play. They play a Lotus. Does Lotus do anything? No. I get 2 Ichorids. Right. Do I get 2 Ichorids or do I get 1 Ichorid? I just get 1 Ichorid, I think. No chills. Good grief. So I attack with everything. I think we're attacking with everything here. So I'm going to get loads of bridge tokens off of them. They're going to gain 3 back, so they invalidate the Ichorid. And then this is all attacking through. So maybe I was supposed to... I should have counted longer. Blocks, blocks, blocks. You're taking 7 there, so you need to block with Lurrus. So your Lurrus is dead, you've got 3 cards in hand. Your board goes away. Mostly. I get 3 to 6 tokens back. Lurrus blocks here, so they're going to take a grand total of 1. Grand total of 2. Right. This is a number of triggers. So opponent, 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 opponent. Sorry, this is just mechanical rather than everything else. I get 3 tokens. So the other Ichorid there was lethal, right? If I'd done that. I wish I'd counted more. Then the other Ichorid's not lethal if they have just a Bowmaster or any spell, right? But Lurrus is dead. My board looks good. They're hard casting a Lorien, which is sometimes good, but in this case it looks like a real show of weakness, right? Yeah. I wonder if their life's easier there if they just make a token and grab a spell bomb. That's if they even play spell bomb, let's be frank. Let's be real there. I don't know if they do, but most of them do, I think. So Sickening Shoals are kind of like our leyline Force of Vigor tax as well in this spot, because a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but a number of people, and a big enough number of people have access to Yix's Jailer post board, We also didn't see many lands out of the opponent, so there's still the possibility that they're playing a couple of Tundras and 4 Priests post board. The forces are typically awful against these guys. It's one of those things where none of their spells are relevant, apart from all of their spells are relevant. I think Therapies can go. I think Chalice can go. And I'll trim a Grief and try and keep maximum Dredges for a change. The Vigors have to come in because they're good at fighting through spell bombs and needles. Maybe I'm supposed to cut a Chill instead of a Grief because now I can't really clear a path very easily. This lot's going to get powdered away, which is an unfortunate amount of threat. This will go as well. This will go as well. Oh no, my deck has gone. And now I'm mulligan to 6. And this looks good. So let's keep this. How many go? 1. Put 1 card back. I don't think I can, in good conscience, put a Vigor back, but it looks like what I'm supposed to put back. No, let's just put an Icarid back. How many Icarids did I exile? None. Cool. Icarid can go then. So we need this to not be a turn 1 needle. They did keep 7 cards though, so turn 1 bauble from the opponent. And this Grief, if they needle me, this Grief is going to sit in my hand until I draw a green card. So Underground Sea and nothing. Okay. That's good. They draw a card for the turn. We'll play Bazaar. We'll activate it. And we'll discard Thug, Thug, Amalgam. Now we'll cast a Hollow One. This might get forced, and that's fine. I think I'm going to chill on the Grief for a moment. I'm going to get wasted, and that's fine. And I want to hold this Grief until I want to use my Vigor, right? So opponent has Ruby, I assume Wasteland. Spreading Seas. Okay. Like now, right? My Bazaar's allegedly dead. They have an Urza Saga. So we're going to Grief them. We're going to Dredge Thug. We're going to pitch Thug to Grief. We hit Bridge, Icarid, Stinkweed Imp. So I'm going to get a Bridge token from this as well. So we'll pitch the Thug away to Grief them. We'll get rid of their Force of Will. Lorien Revealed and Treasure Cruise. So let's just take Treasure Cruise. Make a Bridge token. Upkeep, kill your Saga, kill your Spreading Seas. And then I'll have a Bazaar activation. So Spreading Seas and Saga, pitching Shambling Shell. They've got Lorien Revealed in something crap island. They can cycle the Lorien if they want to. Yep. So Lorien's gone. They've got basic island in hand, and they're facing an active Bazaar of Baghdad. They get an Underground Sea. I've got Dredgers, so I can just hold off here. And now I don't know what they can do. They needed to draw a Wasteland, really. They draw a Wasteland. They draw a Jet for the turn. So their hand is basic island. They're going to buy a Lurus, and that's not going to be good enough, I don't think. This time we're going to go to their second main phase, and this time we're going to activate our Bazaar of Baghdad in the right phase. We hit a Narcomoeba to get rewarded for playing correctly. Don't care about Sickening Shoal at this point. Our opponent's already dead. So Narc's going to happen, which means my Amalgam's going to happen. And then I've got 2 Icarids coming in next turn. And upkeep, let's dredge in response because we know the way is clearer than anything. So Stinkweed Imp, Stinkweed Imp. Icarid's come in. Icarid eats Grief. Triggers an Amalgam. Eats Grief, triggers an Amalgam. Dredge a Stinkweed Imp. Hit another Chill, that might be lethal. Yep. And then we hit them for 12. And they're dead. And that, I believe... Oh my god, I only had 2 cards left. That was completely uncalculated, but we do trophy. I might have... I was very live to almost kill myself there. Sorry, that was really funny. I didn't even... I was just cruising, thinking life has no problems here, sort of thing. But no, yeah, nice league with Dredge, really. I didn't play perfectly all the time, but there was some interesting games, right? The first 3 rounds felt really quite interesting and quite good. I feel like I enjoyed how I navigated that last game. And just holding that grief until we knew we needed to resolve the vigor. So we get in, clear a path. Obviously, in that instance, it didn't matter. But if their hands, like, say, Treasure Cruise Force of Will, then it does matter, right? It is a big moment in the match. And yeah, that's a Dredge League. That's a Dredge Trophy. In terms of future content, there will be more. I do aim to be returning to those every Thursday videos. But moving house is stressful and time consuming. So I haven't been on. Peace out. Thanks for watching. See you again all, hopefully, very soon. Bye.